This is in connection with the Senthil Balaji case. There are orders on the Habeas Corpus petition which has been filed by Senthil Balaji's wife in the Madras High Court. It's a split verdict. Justice Banusaya has said that the Habeas Corpus petition is maintainable and it's ordered to be set at liberty forthwith. Justice Chakravarti has differed with her. The matter is going to be heard by a third judge, and the third judge is yet to be decided. They're going to be just decided by the Chief Justice. So it's a split verdict in the Madras High Court in connection with the Senthil Balaji case. We're crossing over to CNN News 18's Purnima Murli to get us more on this. Purnima, over to you.
Well, the Madras High Court, in fact, has given its split verdict today. What we are given to understand is that the Senthil Balaji's counsel will now look at this next option. At the moment, the matter will now be heard by a third judge that will be decided by the Chief Justice. At the moment, remember, Senthil Balaji's wife had moved the court immediately after Senthil Balaji was arrested and moved a habeas corpus petition. While hearing the case, Senthil Balaji's counsel said that the arrest of grounds were not informed by the ED to Senthil Balaji. The family members were not contacted before he was arrested. The due procedures were not followed. Enforcement Directorate counsel in their arguments had said that Senthil Balaji refused to accept the grounds of arrest, and the family members, they tried reaching out to the family members, they didn't respond, and these were the arguments that were presented. Finally, the two judges have given the split verdict. One was in favor of the arrest by the ED, the other judge was against the arrest, therefore split verdict in this case. But at the moment, remember, interestingly, the Enforcement Directorate has also moved to the Supreme Court and has filed an appeal before the Supreme Court against the interim order that was passed by the Madras High Court on June 15th. That will also come up in the Supreme Court later in the day.
Can you tell us more about the charges against Senthil Balaji in this case?
If you look at the charges, in fact, the Enforcement Directorate said that this dates back to the 2014 cash for jobs scam, where Senthil Balaji, when he was a transport minister during the AIA-DMK rule, had reportedly collected money from people promising government jobs, but the candidates had moved the court saying that they were duped. They paid money, which was around 2 to 3 lakh rupees, to people known to Senthil Balaji for jobs, but that did not happen. Ever since 2014, we've seen the court cases, and then later the candidates who claimed that they were duped had in fact filed a compromise petition saying that the money they gave, in fact, were given back to them. That's something that they had said in a compromise petition during the hearing. But one of the candidates had moved to Supreme Court. The case went on. The Supreme Court, in its latest order last month, had said that ED should initiate a fresh probe. Following that, the ED officials had reached Senthil Balaji's residence on the 14th of June at around 7:30 a.m. For over 18 hours, he was interrogated, and at around 1 a.m. on the 15th of June is when they were all set to arrest him. When Senthil Balaji had complained of chest pain, he was rushed to Omandurar Government Hospital, and then his wife had filed a habeas corpus petition before the Madras High Court, and since then this case was being heard. Remember, the principal court judge had in fact given a direction saying that Senthil Balaji will be subject to ED custody at the Kaveri Hospital, where he's currently undergoing treatment, where he did undergo a bypass surgery and kept under observation. But ED custody is there till the 12th of July. Meanwhile, the wife had filed a habeas corpus petition that was heard. And today, there was a split verdict. All eyes now on the Supreme Court hearing, because the Enforcement Directorate had filed an appeal against the interim order that was passed by the Madras High Court on the 15th of June. So, all eyes on the Supreme Court hearing. But at the moment here, split verdict. Two judges had given two different verdicts, and therefore the matter will now be heard by a third judge. So, no relief yet for Senthil Balaji. Back to you.
Purnima, one more follow-up question. We are saying that the matter is going to be heard by a third judge, and the third judge is to be decided by the Chief Justice. Is there a timeline given for when that decision has to be made?
Well,
we'll get more clarity on that in the next couple of hours. But at the moment, split verdict. So all eyes today will be on the Supreme Court hearing, where the Enforcement Directorate had moved or filed an appeal before the Apex Court, and that will be heard today. The Enforcement Directorate in its appeal had challenged the interim order that was passed by the Madras High Court. Remember, the Madras High Court, while hearing the Habeas Corpus petition, one of the grounds or one of the requests put forth by the wife of Senthil Balaji was that Senthil Balaji be shifted from Omandurar Government Hospital to Kaveri Hospital for further treatment. And on humanitarian grounds, the Madras High Court had decided to accept the plea and allow Senthil Balaji to be shifted from Government Hospital to Kaveri Hospital, where he did undergo a bypass surgery. So now the Enforcement Directorate has knocked the doors of the Supreme Court and has challenged the Madras High Court verdict. So that will be an interesting development to watch out for today. As far as this split verdict goes, at the moment it looks like the third judge should be appointed, and that will take some time. So Supreme Court is where all the action will be.
Thank you so much for joining us and bringing us those details.